Hello everybody, welcome back to HardReset.Info channel. In today's video, I'll show you the first things to do after setup on your Redmi 13. So first, as you guys can see, let me unlock the phone. We just completed our setup. So now what we need to do is, let's click this arrow right here to load up into the main menu. So now the apps are loading, the phone is getting ready for our first use. And now first we're gonna start off with connecting to the Wi-Fi network. So let's head over to the settings. Here we need to select Wi-Fi, and now we need to wait for available networks to show up. Here my network popped up, now let's click it and I'll quickly enter the password, so I'll see you guys in a second. Now after entering the password, we are connected to the Wi-Fi. Now the first thing we need to do after connecting to the Wi-Fi network is we need to go over to the settings, go to About Phone, and here we need to update our software. So as you guys can see, I've got the software update ready. Let's click on the HyperOS right here, and now we will check the new updates. So as you guys can see, here we have an updated app. So basically it's a new security patch due April 2025, and here we can just download the update. We will basically get the info, and now we need to wait for it to download. So I'll see you guys once it's all downloaded. So this update took a lot of time. So downloading, extracting, for me it took 30 minutes, but now we can just reboot our phone and then we will get an update straight to our device. So I'll see you guys once it's all done. Now after the phone restart, what we can do is we can set up a Google account, but we're gonna do that the faster way. So we're gonna enter the Play Store to set it up. Now here we will enter our Gmail, and with this method we will simply set up the Google account and the Google Play at the same time to save some time. Now as you guys can see, it will check the info for a bit. The Play Store might crash after entering the email, and it might crash before entering the password, so don't worry about it. First, let's enter the email. And now after entering the email, what we can do is we can click next, and here enter the password. So the crashes are normal because we just updated our system to the latest version. And as you guys can see, here we need to enter our password, so I'll quickly do it off the camera. Now after clicking next, we will choose who will be using this device. So I'll select I will be using this device, but if you choose my child will be using this device, then these steps may vary a little bit. So let's click next. Here click on I agree. And now after this screen, we will need to enable the Google services, so basically the backup of our phone. So let it load. And here, as you guys can see, we need to enable backup device data, so our data is not lost. So whenever we try to factory reset the device, then the data will be backed up on our Google Drive. Now as you guys can see, the Google Play Store is finally set up and our Google account is set up too. Now let's click on our avatar right here and go to My Apps and Games. Here you guys can check for updates available, click on See Details, and here you will have every single app that requires an update. So you guys can update it all, and after you start updating it, you can simply leave the Play Store And then we're gonna move on to the settings. Now we're gonna set up the screen lock and the fingerprint. So let's scroll a bit down until we see face prints, face data, and screen lock. Now here we will have the screen lock, fingerprint unlock, and the face unlock. Also we can unlock with the Bluetooth device, but first we need to pair it. Now let's click on the screen lock. Here we can choose the pattern, PIN, or password. I recommend using the password if you want the strongest security, or using a PIN. So here you guys can enter from 4 to 16 numbers. And now let's click on got it and enter the digits. So I'll go with 1 2 3 4 5 6. Don't use the same password as me. This is the least safe password, so basically it's the most unsafe password in the entire world. So make sure to use your imagination on this one and create a strong password that nobody will guess. Now as you guys can see, it will ask us to add a fingerprint to unlock our device with it. So let's click on add. This was the next step. So now let's hold the finger on the sensor and lift it off after you feel a little vibration. So as you guys can see, it might take a little bit of your time, but after everything's done, as you guys can see, we need to adjust the edges. So let's just quickly do that. And now our fingerprint is ready. So here it will also ask us if we want to use the face unlock. So many of you will probably cancel on that because you already have a fingerprint, but I still recommend setting it up. So let's click on add. Here click on start. And now you need to make sure that your face is visible and that it fits the circle that will be on the screen. So not exactly a circle. For most of the devices there is a circle, but now as you guys can see, we have to keep our face inside of this frame. So I'll quickly do that off camera. So now as you guys can see, our face data is successfully completed. So we can save it as save face 1. We can change it right here. Now let's click done, and as you guys can see, everything is ready. So the screen lock, fingerprint unlock, and the face unlock is ready to use. Now, after that, what you guys can do is set up the Google Pay. So go over to the Play Store and make sure that you have the Google Wallet installed. So let's open up the Play Store. Here we need to wait a second because we are still updating the apps. Let's click on get started, click on next. And here we can use our biometrics to verify our purchases. We can also use the password. It's totally up to you guys, but I am gonna go with the biometrics. Now, as you guys can see, they work. So now we can go over to search and search for the wallet. Now here, let's search. And as you guys can see, the wallet is installing right now. So now all we have to do is just wait. So I'll see you guys once it's all done. So now after the install, let's click on open. And here it will choose an account automatically to use with the Google Wallet. So it will be the account that we use to set up the Play Store with. And now let's click on view wallet. And as you guys can see, it's loading, so we need to give it some time. Here we need to allow it, the Google Wallet, to send us notifications. It's very important so we can see how much money we're spending. Now here, as you guys can see, we got a lot of loyalty programs and the clubs, so it's all dependent on our location. So as you guys can see, you may not have the things that I have here, and that's normal. So now we can click on add to wallet. As you guys can see here, we can add the payment card, transport pass, loyalty card or a gift card. So we're gonna go with the payment card right here. And now here we need to have this card physically with us to actually add it. So we can either create a new credit or debit card right here, or we can use the card that we used and the card that is saved on our account. So here we need to click it, and as you guys will see, I cannot show it to you right now, but then you will need to enter the CVV security code again, or CVC, and then enter the expiration date and enter the last 4 numbers of the card. So that's basically how you set it up. Now, after setting up our wallet, what we can do is we can optimize our battery. So let's go over to the settings, and here let's scroll down. As you guys can see, here we will have the battery settings, and here we can select the current mode. So the balanced is the normal one. The battery saver is basically when we are saving the battery. It tries to lower the brightness. It will enable the automatic brightness. It will change our phone to the dark mode if we use the light one. And it will overall try to restrict the background apps. So now we can also choose the ultra battery saver. It will disable almost every single app. The only app you can allow, so basically you can only allow apps that are not using a lot of energy, or you can allow every single app, but if it's not allowed, then it would just won't be on your device. So here you guys can choose the current modes. Here we have the battery protection, and we can see the number of charges today, the temperature, and we can use the regular charging, so allow to charging up to 100%, or limited charging to allow the phone to charge up only to 80% to try and save the battery health. So it should improve the battery life over time. And here we have the battery checkup. Now we can enable the dark mode, clear memory, turn off location services, haptic feedback, don't wake screen for notifications, and lock device after 15 seconds of inactivity. So here we can do that. We can add 3 minutes for an example. And here we also have additional features like speed up charging, and we can also turn off mobile data when device is locked, and we can clear the cache when device is locked. Also, the best part of it is to schedule when to power off or on the device. So power off, for an example, you can power off your phone from, let's say, 1:30 a.m. and then we can power it on at, let's say, 6 a.m. And now when you fall asleep at 1 a.m. for an example, then your phone will turn off 30 minutes later, and it will turn on at 6 a.m. sharp. So that's a very great feature. I always use it on my Xiaomi, and that's basically it. So I hope this video helped you. If it did, don't leave a like, subscription, and a comment, and I'll see you in the next one.